Good evening, Sir Leonardo Dumadag. Here is my presentation regarding the problem or the answer to the final examination given to me, which is on your subject, Quantitative Analysis DevM 701. So here is the problem given. Based on the upshot of the research conducted entitled Evaluating the Academic Performance of K-12 Students in the Philippines, a Standard Evaluation Approach. These are the three problems given. First is I need to identify some variables and write one problem statement. Second is I need to justify the statistical tool to be used, either it's a parametric or non-parametric. And the third problem that I need to answer is I need to give a hypothetical statistical output and give a brief discussion. So for problem number one, the following are the variables that I've identified in the study. We have the independent variable, which is the K-12 program type, and the dependent variable, the different SATA subtest that would determine the academic performance of the K-12 students in the Philippines. So here are the variables under independent and dependent variable. So the problem that I've placed here states that is there a significant difference in the academic performance of the K-12 students when grouped according to different tracks such as STEM, GAS, UMS, ABM, and TVL. So second problem, justify the statistical tool to be used, either parametric or non-parametric. So I've chosen a parametric test because here we use a mean value, while on the other hand, if it's a non-parametric, we will use a median value. Since we utilize a mean value, I've placed here a parametric test. So statistical tool that I've chosen is a two-way ANOVA to answer the problem, which is to know the significant difference. It states here that the two-way ANOVA test is a statistical technique tool used in the study to analyze the effect of the independent variable, which is the K-12 program type, on the expected outcome, which is the academic performance of the K-12 students, along with the relationship to the outcome itself. So this tool was utilized to know the academic performance of the K-12 students in the Philippines. And the second statistical tool that I've utilized in the study to answer the problem given is the regression analysis. So this tool was utilized in order to know the relationship between the dependent variable and the independent variable in the study. So third problem, give a hypothetical statistical output. So my hypothetical statistical output here is the null hypothesis, which states that there is no significant difference in the academic performance of the K-12 students when grouped according to different tracks such as STEM, GAS, UMS, ABM, and TVL. And my another hypothetical statistical tool or output here is the alternative hypothesis, which states that there is a significant difference in the academic performance of the K-12 students when grouped according to different tracks such as STEM, GAS, UMS, ABM, and TVL. So to discuss further, based on the findings of the study, it is concluded that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is a significant difference found between the track types. So a general trend can be observed from the results shown in Table 2, which is about resulting standardized SATA scores per track and SATA subtests. So, and also in Figure 1, the following trends were observed in the study. So based on this figure, we could see that the ABM here and the STEM programs are on top of all other programs in the overall test. So sorry for that if there is a lacking data ko na ilagay. So another observation here is that we could also see that the GUS and UMS programs obtain average scores in most of the tests except for reading comprehension. So this is GUS and this is UMS, which is have average scores compared to other track. And third observation is that TVL got below average. As you can see here, scores in most of the subsets or subtests. So this is figure 1. We could see here the mean interaction plot. As a whole, this plot presents the interactions of the average score obtained by each K-12 strand here below in each subtest. So we have NVQR, RV, RCMC, and MA. So despite the possible interaction between the track type and SATA subtest, it can be observed from the results that the interaction limits in 2 select track types only. So hindi lahat merong interaction. So for example, only the ABM and STEM programs have appeared to interact based on the data presented a while ago in figure 1. So the UMS, GUS, and TVL exhibit an interaction as well. However, they do not appear to interact with STEM. Such results show possible significant to group differences between the track types, which would imply that some track types have higher academic performance than their counterparts. So to conclude everything, thus the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternative hypothesis is accepted, which states that there is a significant difference in academic performance of the K-12 students when grouped according to different tracks such as STEM, GUS, UMS, ABM, and TVL. So with that presentation, I conclude that this is already my answers, and I hope that this is correct. And if not, I am willing to accept corrections from my teacher. So thank you once again, and God bless po.